here we go. Now the first thing that you want to make sure of is your 1/4 of an inch seam. So if your sewing machine doesn't have a stitch, mine actually has a setting, I can just set it to 1/4 of an inch and my needle will move over to the right. So when I line my fabric up with my presser foot, I'm going to get a 1/4 of an inch seam. There's also a way that you can measure so if you make a 1/4 of an inch on a card, okay, and right on the edge, just basically what you want to do is you want to sew a little line on some scrap fabric and you want to make sure that you're getting a 1/4 of an inch, okay? And you can see where your needle needs to be, and sometimes it's just practice of what your machine does. So, or you can get a foot like this. This is a quilting, a 1/4 inch foot. So it's okay. I find it sometimes helpful, but then this would be very simple if your machine has a foot like this. You would just line it up with the edge of the little mark right there, and you can see it goes right where the needle is, 1/4 of an inch, just like that. Okay, so that's the first thing. Make sure that you have a 1/4 of an inch seam on all of our quilting that we're doing. Now we're going to start, and you know, take your pin out before you get to it. You don't want to hit your pin, and we're going to chain sew this. And when you thread your machine, or make sure that you're holding the thread when you first start, okay? And why can't I see? Let me tell you why. I don't have my glasses on. Here we go. I sound like an old lady. Okay, so here we go. And you're gonna hold that. You're gonna hold the thread to the back so it doesn't pull out. And make sure that your thread stays within your little hook in here. Okay. This is not really a. There we go. And when you start coming to that pin, kind of at a weird angle, so I can get the best shot of doing this. Now stop right there, okay? And get your next one. We're gonna save thread. We're not gonna, and just, no wasting, line it right up. There you go. You're gonna sew all blocks like this. Okay. And stop. Let's make sure that they're lined up even if you pinned them, because if you put them in a nice little stack like I did, if you take your pin out while you're sitting here, make sure you have your sense about you, because you could put it back on the wrong side. Okay, and we want a scant of a 1/4 of an inch. Don't make it a fat 1/4 of an inch. So right under the edge of the presser foot, stop right there and do the next set. If you have a really big quilt, you can, sometimes I'll put paper to mark my stacks. There we go. Okay. Your triangles, a little bit trickier, okay? You still want to, you can put the tiny little point when you're chain stitching right up on the edge of your little square there, so you can catch it, okay? And line that up. And on that one goes. All the way through your stack of triangles. Stop right about there, and we'll do this one, and then you continue on until all of your triangles are complete. See how I'm laying it right in there? I haven't come off the fabric. Okay, I'm gonna lay it right in there and keep going. There we go. Okay. Stay lined up with your, if you have to, you know, take your time. I'm kind of at a weird angle for this, but there we go. Okay, now you continue with that stack of triangles until you get all the way through those. And that is the method of chain stitching for any one of the quilts that we're doing. triangles and blocks.